today we are going to be talking about how to deal with racism.
Why did you, at your 12-year-old white self, have to tell my son he smelled like cotton?
And where did he get that from?
So here I am, someone is doing something to you and you're concerned about getting in trouble for responding.
Things are very, very tense socially between people of different colors, different races, and we think it's very important that we talk about how do we deal with racism as you guys are going out throughout your day-to-day lives as teenagers.
Yes, I feel like when I was growing up, social media wasn't as big as it was, but I did not come across racist comments. I had a lot of, white friends. Racism wasn't as big of a thing, but right now things are definitely more tense. I know on TikTok you're going to stumble across racist comments. You might even be experiencing some racism at school. And my initial reaction to somebody calling me out of my name or saying a racist comment, especially younger, is it makes you really angry and it makes you want to react quickly because, what do you mean?
Yeah.
But in this tense of a climate, that is not the wisest way to react. So, in the video that we watched, Jackson, the teenager, he was saying, he didn't want to be the problem. He knew that there is a racist dynamic here where they're going to pinpoint things to be my fault. Or I might face the backlash of this interaction based on how I act. And I think that's something that, unfortunately, as a person of color, we have to think about. And I say person of color because with ICE and everything right now, I think it's all people of color. I don't even think it's necessarily a black and white thing. The other thing that I think about with this topic is sometimes when you admit that racism is a thing, people think that you are excluding all of the white people that are on your side or are not racist. But I think it's important for people to know that, you can be honest about the racial tension and not be saying that all white people are like this, because not all white people are racist. There are, white people that are definitely advocates for you, that might stand up for you in a situation at school or something like that, and hey, don't say that about her, or whatever, the context is. So that's what I think about.
So what are some scriptures that we can equip ourselves with?
Yeah, so the first one that came to mind is Proverbs 15:1. It says, a soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger.
It reminds me of how people will try to rage bait. Mm-hmm. Whether it's to, make it a funny situation or try to create a very hostile environment. The way you respond is very, very, very important, because either A, you're going to be feeding into the narrative that they want to play out, or you're going to be able to just simply, avoid any confrontation by just not paying any mind, or just saying that's not really a nice thing to say, or even just being very bold and just calling out the ignorance.
Yeah. That's racist.
Yeah.
And going to go telling a dog, a trusted adult.
You're about to face consequences, bucko.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely don't respond in harshness. That is just not wise in this climate that we're in, this atmosphere of just racial tension, whether you're, black or something else.
While we're dealing with racism and we're dealing with these day-to-day things, don't forget to still love them and pray for them. Because the Bible talks about how we need to like love our enemies. And although that is a very, very hard thing to do, it is a necessity as Christians. So even though we may hear these things, they may say things, continue to still pray for them as well.
Because at the end of the day, they have issues. It's not that they're being racist because there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. It has nothing to do with you. It's about them and their spiritual issues at the end of the day. So love them anyways. Pray for them. Loving them does not mean you have to, be friends. You got to be in their space. Use wisdom. And I also encourage all teenagers to definitely have a conversation with your parents on how they want you to handle racial situations, for sure.